Welcome
Children
back.
of all ages.
Children of all ages. Goons and Goon Squad alike. Welcome back to My Brothers and Idiots. We are talking NBA, NHL free agency and moves. We've got some MLB stuff to cover. We've got some NFL stuff. Why not? Let's talk about it all. We are damn glad that you're here. Welcome. My name is Matt. I'm the king of the goons. Let me kick you around the rest of the squad. First, holding down the fort at Extreme Southern Command with apparently screaming children in the background that he just managed to quiet down. Tank, what is up?
Let's go ahead and call that momentary.
Momentary.
And,
high hopes for that quiet.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, you're not supposed to be talking, sir.
Oh shit, sorry.
Doing well. Kind of gray outside, really smoky. Fucking with my allergies. Besides that, good.
All right. You're also the owner and proprietor of Knox Nostalgic Collectibles.
Occasionally.
Yeah, once in a while, doing the thing. Awesome. Good to see you, brother. And next, and certainly not least, or last and not least, the man we've named the podcast after. He is the Kaiser. He is the Gull Dagoon. He's the one with the hair. And sometimes his lip gets stuck on his teeth.
Just deal with it.
I summon him. My brother, Mark, the idiot. Goon. What in the unholy fuck is that?
It appears to be a sloth with angel wings, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, you can stop whatever you're doing and explain.
I don't know. This is just from Build-A-Bear. It's a sloth with angel wings from Miss Marvel.
Well, that's what that is. Okay.
I had to have it.
Had to have it.
Sloth, flying sloth. Very cool. I forgot there was a holiday. I forgot there was a holiday this week like 17 times because, I don't really get holidays. So the fireworks going off in the neighborhood till 2 a.m. were a little bit off-putting. But otherwise, it sounds like everyone had a pretty fun and safe holiday.
It stopped around here about 11:30, and then that hailstorm moved through, and that created a bit of a noise, but it was small, so we avoided catastrophe.
Well, we had round one from 7:30 till about 10. Then we got rain, and then it stopped about 11. That's when the fireworks commenced again, and then right about 11:45, the rain and hail commenced again, and nobody cared, so they just kept lighting fireworks off. So we were getting rain, hail, and mortars till 2 a.m.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
How did Sandy handle it?
So she's not scared really of the big boom. They're just like jump scares, So she's like, fuck,
Okay.
Yeah, so she just got over it really fast.
Rocky just wants to fight them. He'll go after the fence because over the fence and down the hill, there's another cul-de-sac where all the shenanigans are. And so it's right over the house. And he will just jump up at that fence, just holler and holler and holler and holler. It's just, I just let him out and run. He just runs in circles and just shouts. That's all he does. Just shouts.
I heard some.
He's got a GPS tracker that tracks his active time, like moving around and running and shit. And usually he's at about 115, 120 minutes a day. He was at 360 minutes of running around and chasing shit. He was one tired boy. He slept all day yesterday.
4 hours of running around.
Yeah, pretty much solid. All right, well, let's get into it. In honor of NBA and NHL free agency, the Goons have selected their top 5 and bottom 5 free agency moves in all of Denver sports. We're going to start with bottom 5. Each of us are just going to give our list, and we will react. So, Tank, we are going to start with you. Hit us with your bottom 5.
My bottom 5. I'm going to start with Mike Hampton to the Rockies. Great pitcher, started great, and then just ate shit for the remainder of his time with the Rockies. Number 2 is going to be Daryl Gardner. What a waste of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
In line with that, Courtney Brown also. What a waste of money for the Broncos. This is a bad habit of paying for defensive linemen that can't do anything. Number 4, I'm going to go with Al Harrington for the Nuggets. Once again, just a waste of money and time. And then lastly, for the Avalanche, I actually figured one out. Brad May.
Brad May. Why you got to pick on the
Not
Goons?
necessarily for his play. I will reinforce this statement. Not for his play, but for his involvement in a couple of issues on the ice, including some head hunting.
Yeah, that's real. All right. Yeah, it seems like Hampton let Coors Field get to his head, like happens to a lot of pitchers. There's not been many that have been able to crack that code, and everyone thought he was going to be one of them, but apparently not. Bummer for us. All right, Mark.
All right.
What do you got?
I have 4 really, really good choices, and then one that is my number 1. That is not technically a free agent, but hear me out. Anyway, so number 5 is Jawan James. Fuck that guy.
I get that.
I mean, I get it, but still, it's a lot of money.
Softest right tackle in history.
Number 4, give me Dale Carter, because fuck that guy. Number 3, give me Travis Henry. The man could field his own 53, but he can't play.
Yeah, that dude ran into some issues.
Couldn't quite keep his rocket.
Yeah.
So number 2 is a tandem, Paul Correa and Teemu Solani. They were both awful. I mean, they were okay, but they were not the dynamic duo, best friends that were going to help us get to the cup like they were, totally
promised. Yeah.
I had Al Harrington on the list. Mike Hampton was my number 1, but let's talk about Nicolas Skidishvili for a second.
Oh, jeez.
He was picked number 5 overall in the 2002 draft. Okay. Yao Ming was in front of him. Drew Gooden, Mike Dunleavy, Jay Williams. 3 of those were solid players. The 4th one started for a number of teams. After him, though, Nene, Amari Stoudemire, Karan Butler, let's see, where else? Kareem Rush, Tayshaun Prince, Dan Dickow, who played in the league forever, Carlos Boozer, Juan Carlos Navarro, who played in the league forever, Matt Barnes, who I think is still on an NBA roster somewhere. Like, how could you get it that wrong?
Yeah, they blew that one.
I'm
still not giving you a pass for breaking the rules.
Oh, no, but I had Mike Hampton at my 1, and he stole it.
I stole his number 1. He gets the pass.
I mean, let's be honest. You guys stole almost everything I have that I kind of expected. I have one that you guys don't.
I'm ready.
All right. So these aren't really in any particular order because they're all bad for different reasons. I'll start with Daryl Gardner. 7 years, $35 million, 15 total tackles. In addition to one of the other people on my list, the beginning of the downfall of Mike Shanahan as a general manager, which was the downfall of Mike Shanahan in Denver.
Yep.
I put Correa and Solani together. Mark's point is very valid. They were above average, but not good enough for what they paid. And Correa spent a lot of time being hurt. I think Solani did too.
Yeah.
I put another tandem in here. I put Nagel and Hampton together.
Okay.
Denny Nagel.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Denny Nagel, the old pervy train whistle.
Oh, Denny Nagel.
They were supposed to be the saviors of the Rockies pitching staff.
Well,
and neither one of them could figure out. And then Denny got super fucking.
I was gonna say Denny Nagel wasn't bad, and he was well liked around town. And yeah, then he became a scumbag.
Right.
He was a local legend for a long time, and then
Oh yeah.
hello, have some lemonade and cookies. My name is Chris Hansen.
Oh my God, Jesus. Dale Carter, one of the world's worst human beings.
Fuck that
Again,
guy.
the beginning of the downfall. I want to throw an honorable mention out to Eddie Kinnison.
Yeah, I thought about Eddie Kinnison
that
too.
fucking guy just quit on his team. Spider-Man can go fuck himself. And here's the one that I have that you guys don't have. I have Antonio McDyess the second time. They paid him a decent amount of money, only played a year, got hurt, and then it was over. Fan favorite, love the guy, but in terms of what they got for the value, what they spent for him and his production, it just was a bad call.
Right.
So.
I had him on the list, but he could have gone either way because he was a free agent signing the first time as well. And he had a really good time here, and he was awesome, and then went on and then came back and spent that 1 year and then was fucked after that. So it was kind of one of those where I just took him off the list because I like Antonio McDyess, and so I just left him.
Same idea,
yeah. Right.
Took some favoritism there and left him off the list.
Yeah, right. All right, so we're going to change up the order a little bit. Mark, you're going to go first. I'm going to go second. Tank, you're going to go third for our top 5 free agent pickups of all times in Denver sports. Mark, take it away.
I want to put Andre Miller on this list, so I'm going to. There you go.
I got nothing at that.
So there's that.
There are so many better pickups than that.
I know. But I mean, the rest, I'm having a trouble because there are some like okay free agent signings, for the Nuggets. Kenyon Martin was good for a little while and got him to a playoff game or two, but he was there as part of a big unit. He was kind of the leadership role on that team with Melo in that group. But I had a tough time with this one, finding anybody but Broncos on this list. Let's talk about number 5, Eddie Mack. Number 4, Jake Plummer. Number 3, Mark Schlereth. Number 2, DeMarcus Ware. Number 1, Peyton Manning.
Yep.
I had a tough time doing
argue.
it. They have done the best with free agents. They've also done really bad, but they were the ones that have gotten some real slam dunks.
Yeah. Right. All right. So my list, 3 of these guys go together. You get one and you get the other 2. And I did throw in a couple of other sports. So I'm going to start at the bottom. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start at the top because when you get the top, you get the next 2. Peyton fucking Manning. You never, ever get the opportunity to acquire a generationally great quarterback and who brought us tons of success, 2 Super Bowls, 1 victory, historic offense, completely changed the culture in the locker room. Thank you guys for Peyton Manning. We appreciate you. Number 2, I have one Larry Walker from the Colorado Rockies. Hall of Famer, best player to have ever played the game in a Rockies uniform, first Hall of Famer, noted SpongeBob fan. What's not to like?
I left him for Tank. We talked about it before you jumped on, so I just left him alone.
Did you really?
That's all right. I'm playing the Matt one this time. That's good.
Yeah, right. Number 3, what many considered up until recently the greatest Nugget of all time, Alex English, was acquired as a free agent. He was the Denver Nuggets for a bunch of years in the 80s. You could not help but admire and wonder at the man's game. And the only reason why he
saved Denver basketball. He saved Denver basketball.
And the only reason why he's not a bigger part of NBA history is because he played in Denver.
Right.
There
would be no Nuggets without him, though.
Correct. The next 2 lead directly because of Peyton Manning. My number 4 is DeMarcus Ware. You can make the argument that DeMarcus was the second best player on a championship winning team, showed Von Miller how to be a pro at his position, one of the best leaders we've ever had, and I think my wife is still in love with him. So if I didn't put him on the list, I might have to sleep on the couch. Finally, the key, I think, to the no-fly zone, one Aqib Talib. you don't get Akeem, you don't get DeMarcus if you don't have Peyton. 2 Chainz is one of my all-time favorite bad dudes to have played the game. And one of the greatest one-liners at the end of a hotly contested game in Broncos history. When I see him in Atlanta, I'm gonna beat his ass. It was Crabtree. Oh no, it wasn't Crabtree. It was the guy that cut. It was the guy that cut at. The guy that cut at Chris Harris's knees. I don't remember his name.
I can't remember. Some little
we
white
have
dude.
the same. Yeah. We have the same agent. When I see him in Atlanta, I'm gonna beat his ass. He's there with no shirt on. Like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill him. Akeem brought an edge to the game. He was that guy. He always had his teammates back. One of the best cornerbacks to have played here. Certainly in the top 5, I think. And again, you don't have Akeem, you don't have the no-fly zone because if you don't, they'll just stay away from Harris and throw to the other side. So those are my 5.
Yes.
Tank?
You guys have successfully taken 4 of my top 5.
Nice. You got
Alex
one.
English, DeMarcus Ware, Peyton fucking Manning, Larry Walker. And I threw this one in because I think we need some recency bias. Aaron Gordon. He
was a trade, wasn't he?
He was a trade.
He got traded in.
Yep. Womp, womp, womp.
Yeah. Because I did think about him for a half a second, too.
I forgot he was a trade. That's right.
It's like I thought about Patrick Waugh for a minute, too, and I remember that he was also.
Yeah, he was a trade.
All right, Andre Scalaraga.
There you go.
That's a good one. I thought about the Big Cat.
That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah, Big Cat was on my list of consideration because, fuck, man. I tell you what, they weren't super successful, but those early 90s Rockies teams were fun.
They were fun to watch.
I mean, the Blake Street Bombers, that was just a blast. I mean, Dante Bichette was a turd to punch bowl, but, man, he could smash a ball.
Yeah, well, the issue is the same issue we've always had. Couldn't pitch to fucking
Pitching.
do anything. They
Your
couldn't
pitchers
pitch.
are-
They couldn't do it. It couldn't hit
Right.
home runs all damn
Pitchers are
day. But no
fiddling
pitching.
about and not actually pitching.
Right? Pitching's hard.
Apparently,
Throwing the ball is
Colorado.
not good.
Like, I'm surprised that Kyle Freeland has stuck around as long as he has and has been relatively successful. I guess that happens when you grow up here and you figure out how to pitch here,
Yeah.
be able to work around it, right?
Yeah. Honorable mention for the worst list now that you mentioned Kyle Fuller.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
That was pointless. Yeah.
Yeah. Always hurt.
Yeah. Never played.
Yeah. Never. Yeah. There have been some absolute, I mean, as great as Denver Broncos have been in free agency, there have also been some turds.
Fucking doozies,
many.
Like, it was hard. I was like,
We were talking about
I guess-
Simeon Rice.
Yeah, I thought about Simeon Rice too. I'm like, he had 5 sacks. I'll give him that one, I guess. Way past his prime. Courtney
Case
Brown was on
Keenum.
my list.
Case Keenum had to be
Case
high on the
Keenum.
list.
I mean, he at least started for a year.
He was the next coming.
No, Flacco.
Oh,
was still in his prime.
That's
Remember?
right. Flacco.
Elway tried to tell us, oh, yeah, he's still in his prime. Bro, he's 102. The only thing great about him is his hair.
Oh,
He's got a Hall of Fame hairline. Oh, that was good. Well done, fellas.
Yeah,
And
that
we're
was
only
fun.
20 minutes in.
yeah.
Nice. Definitely listen to us down the road. We will have our big predict in the episodes to come where we break down what's going to happen in the NFL. So
Right.
watch out for that. That's always a fun time. All right, let's move on to the free agency and moves that have happened in the NBA. We're starting there because why the hell not? We're the goddamn world champions and you can go fuck off.
Right.
So let's start with the things that happened in Denver. And I think we would be remiss if we didn't say good on you and farewell, my good sir, to Bruce Brown.
Tip of the cap.
I mean, tripled his salary, got 2 years, $45 million to go play in Indy. Wow.
Yeah, good on them.
Good for him.
Tank, what do you think?
Good on him. I fully get it. We couldn't pay him more than we were offering, unfortunately. And, get your bag. 2 years.
I'll bet he comes back in a couple of years and retires here.
It's entirely possible he comes back. He's got plenty of time. It's a 2-year deal.
He loved
Indy.
Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Cowboy Bruce loved Colorado.
Yeah.
He'll be
and
back.
Colorado loved him. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, obviously a big key to what happened here, about a month ago. We'll miss him. Played an awesome role. The one thing I didn't understand about the playoffs and Bruce Brown is how no one would figure out to get in front of him when he had the ball.
Yeah, right.
It's like that's basketball 101. You stop the ball, and every time he had it, it's like, oh, there goes Bruce. Layup. There goes Bruce.
Yeah,
layup.
right.
He had 21 points, and 16 of them were 16 of them were layups because no one would stop him. Like, how does that happen in a professional NBA playoff game of all things? Good God.
He's deceptively fast as part of it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it just blows by you.
Tenacious
Before
defender.
you can think about it.
He's also tenacious defender, good locker room guy. Certainly will be missed. Mark,
Bye, Cowboy Bruce.
Mark, you got anything to add?
Bye, Cowboy Bruce.
Bye, Cowboy Bruce.
We love you. See you in a couple of years.
We'll see you. Good luck in Indy. Glad you're in.
I'll bet he'll be back.
And Sarah and I were talking about it, Mrs. Goon, and we were just glad he went to the Eastern Conference, not the Lakers, because I would hate to see him in purple and yellow.
Right.
That would be heartrending.
He can come back here in like 10 years and retire.
Sure.
He could just sign a 1 day and retire as a Nugget or whatever.
Right.
That'd be good for him. So good for that guy.
Yep. Next, another guy who actually got a decent payday, and I'm gonna miss him because he was one of my favorite seldom used reserve players. Who saw some from, especially in the regular season. But Uncle Jeff Green, goes to Houston, gets $6 million for a year. Athletic, can hit an occasional three.
That's a steal.
Is it though? He's like 36.
That's true. He's fucking super old. But he's a hell of a player and a good dude.
Right.
Sucks.
I'm wondering on that one.
Our box of crayons are gone.
Yeah, the box of crayons has been broken up. Now we just have Christian.
We only have one more brown.
We only have one brown.
And he's not brown.
I don't know. Does Chonchar mean anything in wherever he's from? Croatian? Maybe it's like white.
Chonchar? I don't know.
Maybe we can figure it out. We'll find some more
let's
crayons.
Let's not.
Tank, any words for Uncle Jeff?
It's bad if I'm the voice of reason in this situation.
Good luck in Houston. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do over there either. So,
I mean, Houston got moderately better bringing in Fred VanVleet, in addition to a good locker room guy and Uncle Jeff. So we'll see. I mean, the West is so deep and so hard that I don't see them having any.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like it's nothing against him at all, but what do they have to build?
What's going on in the Western Conference?
It's deep and hard.
I mean, just look at Joker.
So deep.
It's deep and hard.
And just very hard.
Yep.
Fucking the West is so deep.
Yeah, and so hard.
So fucking hard.
Getting deeper and harder every day, apparently.
Apparently.
This is why I should be the voice of reason.
So the Nuggets did manage to retain two of their reserve players. Reggie Jackson gets 2 years, $10.5 million. I like the move, fellas. Reggie didn't do as much as we thought he was capable of, but I think a lot of that had to do with the resurgence of one Bruce Brown, because they kind of play the same position.
Yes.
So might see him kind of step into that role. Again, another good locker room guy, can hit an occasional three, play some good defense. Mm-hmm. I think you needed to keep him.
Good vet too. Just just solid cat, good team player, guy that you really want to have around that doesn't mind taking the hard minutes and that kind of shit. So yeah, I like it. He's the new Bruce Brown.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. And biggest thing, he was available and we could afford him. Honestly. And if you have a guy like that that's available, that's got a good presence, you might as well keep him around.
Exactly.
Right.
The final piece that they managed to keep around, DeAndre Jordan, the Joker's backup. Again, another good locker room guy. Doesn't seem to have a whole bunch left in the tank, but can fill in a pinch. It's only $3.2 million for a year. Let him ride off in the sunset with another ring. What do you think?
I mean, they need somebody to take some of the stuff off of the plate so we can get Joker through another full season.
Yeah.
I'm not sure DeAndre is the option that we wanted there. I do like the player. He disappeared totally in the playoffs, completely disappeared in the playoffs. And yeah, he's not covering very many minutes because of who he's playing behind. But when he did get time on the floor, he was not exactly what I would call someone who positively influenced the situation of the game. So it's okay, I guess, but we needed to get some depth there, and I don't think that was the move.
Well, and they may actually have the depth already. And we've talked about Ishmael Kamagate once already. And if you don't know out there, Goon Squad, Summer League, the Denver Nuggets play tomorrow night. I'll be watching. So it'd be a really good chance to watch and see what kind of player he's developed into. Plus, you've got some length in Peyton Watson, who, by all reports, is extremely comfortable in practice. Is playing very well. We'll see what happens. I mean, he's playing against Summer League players in practice and guys that he knows. So We'll see.
Yeah.
Anything to add on DeAndre, Tank?
Not really. I kind of lean more towards what Gonzo's saying over there. Seems unnecessary more than anything, but we'll see.
Maybe he's there to be an old guy influence on the young big men in the locker room. Maybe he doesn't even see the court that much this year. Maybe he's more of a fill-in coach, you know.
Yeah, kind of player coach.
Yeah. It's a lot of money for a player coach.
Yeah.
But it's the NBA. They've got it.
Yeah. And the amount of money that they've thrown around, he's actually pretty cheap.
That's definitely true. Comparatively, yeah.
Yeah. I get it in Monopoly numbers, but it's still a lot of money.
Right. It's not kind of money we'll never see. But it's something else when you're talking about. Yeah. All right, let's move on to some other news and moves in the NBA. And I think the big one that has the most impact around here, and it happened the day after we went live 2 weeks ago. God damn it, Phoenix.
I know.
Phoenix traded Shamet and CP3 to the Wizards for one Bradley Beal. So now the Suns have 4 max players and fill in a guy, I guess.
And it still won't be enough.
Is Bradley Beal enough of an impact on that team?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
There's only one basketball.
That's the thing.
So you already have your scorers.
4 primetime players, yes.
Yep.
You have 4 primetime players. Not all of them can get the basketball.
Well, that's
it's
the thing.
Not gonna work.
You've got your ISO players already. You've got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have 3.
Oh, well, yeah. Now you have
Now you have 3.
What the fuck is the point of that? You needed defense on that team.
He's a good defender, but still, it just seems like
he's a terrible defender. He is absolutely awful.
They got worse defensively, anyways, because Shamet was their best defender last year.
Yeah, exactly. Shamet is the defensive loss, and CP3 can play a little defense in a pesky kind of almost dirty sort of way.
Yeah, they got worse defensively.
And they didn't get better offensively. I'd say
there's only one basketball.
Well, I think that. Yeah, I think if you took the average points and added them together, you'd say, yeah, they got better offensively. But to Mark's point, there's only one ball there.
Right? You don't need another guy that can ISO the ball.
No.
Right.
All 3, like you're saying, all 3 of those guys now, they are just ISO players. They just stand on the court and wait for the ball. They don't move around. You know, there's an occasional pick and roll, but they don't pick and roll like, teams like the Nuggets do. And even the Lakers run the pick and roll really well. Those players do not move on the floor like
unless they got
they're going to need to.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, without the ball.
Right. It's just going to be a mess.
I'd say
it's going to be
a lateral.
It's going to be great.
Move.
I know.
Yeah.
You think it's what?
At best.
We're going to see a lot of 140 to 120 games in Phoenix this year.
And let's be perfectly honest here. If not for two guys going supernova in 2 games, that Phoenix series is a gentleman's sweep at worst for Denver. Right. So, and that was without Chris Paul on the field or on the court.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And the punchable face of Bradley Shannon.
Very punchable face, but at least he's a decent defender.
God.
Can we have that?
Yeah, I can defend a little bit.
Top 5 sometime. Most
top 5 punchable faces?
Not of all time, but of modern. We could do it all
If
time,
we go
too.
all time, there's going to be some interesting names on that list.
Top 5 punchable faces. Shamit and Austin Reeves are like 2 and 3.
Austin Reeves and Duncan Robinson.
Oh God,
Duncan Robinson.
Oh my God, all 3 of those guys have some seriously fucking punchable faces.
And Zeller, who's like 3 strands of hair away from looking like me.
Dude looks like Skinny Bane.
You think I was born in the dark?
I say, if we're doing all time, I think my most punchable face ever is, isn't it? Well, it's basketball specifically. Christian Laettner.
Oh,
Laettner had a punchable
I
face.
hated Christian Laettner.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand Christian
Now,
Laettner. I was a Rebels fan, and man,
that was
91 sucked.
Now, if you're a Knicks fan, you would say Reggie Miller.
Well, yeah.
But I like Reggie Miller, so I'm going to leave him.
Oh, I love Reggie. Yeah,
but he does have a punchable face.
Right. If you're in the Eastern Conference and not a Knicks fan, it's John Starks.
Right.
Absolutely 100%.
Speaking of John Stockton. He's got a punchable face.
Eminently punchable.
Uh-huh.
Is it really Reggie's fault, though? Can we really blame it on him specifically? I mean, they tried to antagonize that dude, and he just got meaner.
Yes. We can absolutely blame Reggie Miller for the absolute hatred he gets in New York.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, when you drop 9 points in 7 seconds in the Garden, they're going to hate you forever.
One of the greatest joking
side. Right at Spike Lee. Like,
that's who I'm blaming it on. I'm blaming it on Spike. Because if he wouldn't have pushed Reggie so damn much, maybe he wouldn't have got hot and just beat the shit out of them so often.
Right.
Oh, man, that was so good.
All right, let's get back on the rails here. As much fun as that was.
Damn it.
Another big move, which is interesting in some ways, especially around here, but we had a 3-team trade which sent Kristaps Porzingis to Boston, who then offloaded one of their one of their spark plugs. Yeah.
Part of the
Marcus
core.
Smart goes to Memphis.
Their big defensive
and then 4 players. Yeah, then 4 players go to Washington, including one Italian stallion, Danilo Gallinari.
I fucking forgot.
Can't believe he's still playing.
When I saw that name, I was like,
he's still in the NBA?
Is still playing basketball?
And you know what's funny about Gallo is he's like a career 38, 39% 3-point shooter. And I seem to remember every time I watched the Nuggets game, he never hit a three. I would never, but he would like I would turn around and he'd hit once. Like every time I watched him, he would miss. Gallo for 3, clank. Gallo for 3, clank.
It was so bad.
This, on Boston's part, has to be one of the dumbest moves of the offseason.
It completely changes their team. One of the things I think that they're doing is they're realigning to their – I mean, this coach hasn't been there that long, and so he wants to go with a different approach, and it's going to be more wide open from outside in as opposed to inside out like they had with Marcus Smart. So they're relying on outside shooting now more than, in the post, and it's going to burn them because we see what you have to do in the playoffs to win against any team. You have to control underneath the basket to win. And this just makes them so much worse in that regard, even though they just added a ton of offensive talent.
That's the biggest problem because they're getting closer to what ruined them last year. Because that was the biggest problem is they could not play bully ball with a very undersized Heat team.
The only thing I can think of that happened here, and not to interrupt you, is that something behind the scenes happened and Marcus Smart won it out. That's the only thing I think.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything about that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it was behind the
that.
scenes, and Marcus Smart is just kind of that guy. He's like, hey, just get me out of here.
Unless he fucked Jaylen Brown's girlfriend, I don't think there's any reason you move him out of Boston.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the Boston fans are pissed.
Yeah, it's a terrible move.
They hate this move.
Yeah, it's a terrible move.
Now, on Memphis's part, getting a Marcus Smart is actually very smart. You know, you don't. He basically is Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
Without the
being
drama.
A shithead.
Right.
Yeah, without being a shithead. So they upgraded in that respect. They did need something since they already told Dylan Brooks he was not coming back. And then Ja got suspended for a third of the season. So they needed to do something. And this was probably of the moves from a trade perspective was the smartest thing they could have done.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Memphis made out like a bandit. They got rid of contracts. They brought in a good defender.
The West got bigger, harder, and deeper.
Exactly.
Right. All right. Let's stay in the West. And this is going to be one of the things I am going to watch furiously because it's going to be so much fun. The biggest flat earther in the association is going to stay in Dallas. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Kyrie is staying in Dallas.
How is he still getting so much money?
3 years, $126 million.
How are people still paying him that much money?
And here's the problem. The wildest thing about Kyrie, I will not deny his talent. He does have talent. But he's still living off of the playoffs from 8 years ago.
Oh, yeah. And his own movie.
And which was a stupid-ass movie. So... And once again, Kyrie in Dallas, yes, it's another scorer, but who fucking cares? You have no defense at all in Dallas.
And when they picked him up last year, they got worse.
Yeah.
So it's not like they were like, oh, we're going to keep building and we had some momentum. No, they went from sixth. They went from a 6 seed out of the playoffs.
Maybe Cuban's trying to convert him to liberalism.
That's an interesting way to do it. Pay him enough money. You know? I'll give you $40 million to become a liberal.
It's pretty fucking funny.
Is he one of those dinosaur deniers too?
Yes.
I know he's a flat earther.
Yes.
Is he a dinosaur
all
denier?
All that shit. He believes all that fucking shit.
I know he has a vaccine and a flat earth dude. I didn't know he was a...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And, you know, it is funny. The flat earth people I thought had finally started to taper off, and I'm seeing more and more shit from them the last like month. Like, where are these people coming from?
Yeah.
Like, there's this. All right, soapbox time. There's this politician. There's this politician in Georgia who says that she's a flat earther, and she says, "Well, if the world is not round or the world is flat, why are maps flat?" And obviously it's a conspiracy because every time you walk into a store, there's a globe. The globe conspiracy and agenda, because that's what they push.
The globe conspiracy as in the physical globe-shaped thing that we all study maps.
Yes.
That's the conspiracy.
Every store you go in, there's a globe. They're pushing their agenda. Like, what?
Have you ever noticed how fucking absolutely skewed the globe, the map of the Earth is when it's flat? Like Africa is like this big.
Yeah. And Greenland is like this big. Yes.
It is absolutely atrocious. And that's what we all know. Do you think that they think that Greenland is as big as Canada?
Yeah,
I would assume so, yeah.
Because they're going to look at the globe and be like, why is this tiny little island called Greenland?
Well, what I want to know is what's the outer edge of the Earth? Then
it's a wall of ice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a wall of ice.
It's a wall of ice. Yep.
So
when you look at their map,
essentially it's Game of Thrones style.
Antarctica is all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
so it starts with the North Pole in the middle and goes this way.
I haven't done a lot of flat Earth diving.
It's like fucking Middle Earth shit, man. It's like
you know what? I believe more in Middle Earth than flat Earth. So
right. I believe more in Land of the
Yeah,
Lost.
I
than
believe
you
let's
do
go with the
in
Hollow
Land of
Earth
the-
theory. That's
I-
what we need to
yeah,
push.
I'd rather see.
But
I have a better chance of seeing a slee stack than I do seeing a wall of ice around the edge of the
let's
earth.
push the Hollow Earth theory and see if we can
Sleeves.
find Godzilla and King Kong.
Sleeves. You got Slee Stack in the podcast.
I did. I wasn't even trying.
Holy
Oh.
shit. And that was like
Oh,
a
there-
good segue into it.
I know.
That was incredible. I am so proud of you. Well done.
All
Slee
right.
Stack in the
Thank you.
podcast.
Thank you.
That-
All right.
That cut is deeper, bigger.
and harder
harder.
and harder.
But yeah, Kyrie
Right.
stays in
And-
Dallas. Who cares?
Yeah, big who cares. In a move that surprises absolutely no one, Chris Middleton stays in Milwaukee. He gets 3 and 102. Not a
Well,
shock.
Why
there.
not?
That's easy.
They're still
Easy
a good
peasy.
team. He might as well.
Right. And he's a key to that
Exactly.
team.
Yeah.
Right. He's
Mhm.
he's a perfect Robin to Giannis.
They hit some
Batman.
bad luck early in the playoffs. That's what happened there.
Oh, when Giannis got hurt, it was
Exactly.
over.
Man,
Right? And he
when-
wasn't.
When that guy broke
Wow.
up with the Kardashian, he became a much better
He
basketball
really
player.
did, actually.
Well, that's what happens, guys.
I'm
They
so,
did
Really?
a
'Cause
Kardashian. They
Kanye's
get
gone crazier.
They-
So
yeah, Kanye is an insane person. I'm saying Chris Middleton dumped her. Or
yeah,
they
he dumped her.
And,
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah, they
gotten
broke
much
up.
better. Like he's
Yeah.
actually like gotten improvements. Most of them just fall off the whack. Like look at Lamar
Right.
Odom.
Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom almost
almost
died.
died.
Lamar Odom tried to kill himself. In his-
Kanye is on another planet.
yes.
He's 2 steps above Kyrie in terms of insanity.
Yeah.
Booker? Booker was dating one of them, wasn't he?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And there was another one
Wasn't
in LA.
Lamar Odom supposed to fight Aaron Carter?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. And
That
then
was
then,
a
then he
thing.
went a cocaine bender, and then I think
Yeah.
And-
just weird.
What the fuck is that goofy Saturday Night Live guy who's got a name of some other fucking person that I can't remember?
Pete
Pete
Davidson.
Davidson.
Yeah. Peter Davidson is who I think of. He's one of the doctors.
And he basically just tattooed himself and got threatened by Kanye for a few months.
Right.
Peter Davidson's daughter is David Tennant's wife.
Correct. Yep.
The doctor's wife is the doctor's.
Does
daughter.
that Pete Davidson
another
have a giant
podcast.
hog too?
No, it's Peter
Oh,
Davidson.
sorry. Peter Davidson.
No, he just had
There's a
he
difference.
just had celery pinned to his lapel. All right.
That's what it is.
All right, then we got a couple of bits here that I think are surprising. The first one's surprising, but not, and I'm really interested to hear what your guys' thoughts are. But Draymond, we talked about 2 weeks ago, opted out, and then he got 4 years for $25 million a year.
Why?
I don't.
I respect what Draymond did when he was, actually part of the team that was winning. But what is he doing?
Well, here's the thing: is you have to keep Poole or Draymond, right? And you got rid of Poole.
no, you don't.
So-
You don't have to keep them. No, you could have made different decisions.
Those, but by getting rid of Poole, you assured that Draymond has to stay on the team because he won that whole thing. Draymond Green punched Poole, right?
Oh, I know, but you get rid of
Yeah.
both of them.
Well, no, they don't.
No, that's
'Cause
what
they
you
really
do.
like that big three, right?
Or keep,
This is
honestly, keep Poole because he's younger.
Yes, he's younger, absolutely, and he's not a triple single.
But but he did not like the way that things were handled after the Draymond punch. He wanted out.
That's
he was
probably
gone no
true.
matter what.
That's
Yeah,
probably
that's
true.
fair.
No,
That's fair.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. He wanted out.
That's probably true.
So
He
in order
probably
to
forced
save
his way out
face
on that one.
as an organization, you had to save face and keep one of them.
No, fuck no. You don't save face by keeping a guy that doesn't do shit and punches his teammates. Okay, that's
No,
not how you save
I think the thought process here is let's keep the gang together. Let's keep our fans happy. Let's see how much damage we can do. Because outside of everywhere else, the people in Golden State love Draymond Green. They absolutely adore that guy.
I'm not saying don't
Well,
love
and
him for what he
Jordan Poole-
did, but why keep
Jordan
him?
Poole was supposed to be up and coming while they were all fading. That
Right.
was the whole
Yeah,
thing.
Poole
but
and Wiggins and yeah.
bad blood.
Mhm.
Yeah, bad blood is bad blood, so they had to get
Right.
him out.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not a disrespect. It's not. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Draymond. He was great during a specific time period with that team. And yes, all due respect, all love in the world for what he did with that team to help them win. But at a certain point, you got to cut your fucking losses, don't you?
Well, and here's
You'd
the
think
other
so.
thing. Yeah. What if Draymond just becomes a player on Golden State like Udonis Haslem? 4 years from now, $25 million a year might not be very much money. And so his, tiny little $25 million contract at that point for him to, do 5-6 minutes a game might be completely worth it. You don't know what that looks like 4 years down the road. I think it's more of this is what you've done for us. So let's, give something back to him and keep him in town until he can retire. I just think it was a good, for Golden State to give him that's kind of like a good job, buddy.
Oh, okay.
This
So
is
you
what
think
you
that's
deserve.
what this is? This is a payment for services already rendered?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a thank you. This is his last contract. He's going to be 37 when it's done.
They make it 2 for $50 and don't waste your extra 2 years.
It's not my money. I don't give a fuck. Let him be the other nursing home in the West. That's all I care about.
Right.
I don't care.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
The hell with them.
Those 3 guys are good for 82 games.
Those other maybe total. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Those 3 guys.
Those 3 guys are good for 82 games. No, you said it right.
Yeah.
Okay. 3 guys are good for 82 games.
Picking up what you're putting down.
Thank you.
All right. The other one that was kind of surprising here, guys, former Nugget Jeremy Grant, who, let's be honest here, if Jeremy Grant doesn't take the same money to go to Detroit that Denver was offering him, then the opening in the roster is not there to go get an Aaron Gordon. So thank you, Jeremy, for doing that. But he is going to stay now in Portland for 5 years, $160 million.
What a wild contract.
Right?
$30 million plus? Really? Why? And you're getting rid of your fucking best player right now.
Yeah.
So
but this was signed before this other thing happened.
This was
right?
Yeah.
You had to know
that contract
before it was stated publicly, but everyone has known that Dame wants out.
Yeah, he's been talking about it before it was, not him, but his camp has been dropping hints at it since the season got over.
Exactly. This was a known quantity before this contract was offered. I guarantee
that maybe they just didn't have anything to show Dame. And so they're
that's
like,
what they went with. Oh, we're going to sign
maybe management there is that bad.
Yeah.
The best thing they can do for Dame is
let's spend $33 million a year on 12 points and 5 boards.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, shit. I guarantee you could get, snag CP3 out of Washington. At least get that maybe.
Right. Hey, they're gonna pair him up with Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. I mean, come on.
Robinson
and Nurk. Oh yeah, that one didn't make any sense to me.
No, that's crazy.
All right. Any other moves that we want to talk about?
Yeah, there was the 2020 draft class. 4 max contracts came out. Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, and Tyrese Halliburton all got 5 for $260, and Desmond Bane got 5. Was it 5 or 4 for $207?
Yep,
that is fucking absolutely insane.
Yeah. LaMelo, if they put some people there that can, take the focus off him a little bit, that's not a bad contract for keeping a guy that can get you points and gets you notoriety. But
how much does LaMelo Ball make you hate Lamar Ball for what he did to his other 2 kids?
A lot.
Yeah.
Because
his kids might have actually been stars without his help.
And let's be honest.
He hurt him.
Yeah, the one kid got hurt.
Yes.
And that's it. He's going to have a hard time coming back from that because that cartilage replacement is more of a quality of life surgery than it is a get back to play
a return
surgery.
to sports injury.
Yeah, that's a hard deal. So we'll never really know what that could have been, but Lonzo.
Well, and he got railroaded a little too in LA. So,
well, yeah, because
because of Lamar,
his father, and it
was 100% because of.
I guess that's true. It is
and his garbage shoes that would never hold together, and oh my god.
The big baller. Lamar was so bad for
the fact that they made money on those crap ass shoes is hilarious.
Right. I think they had to pay a lot back though. So.
Yeah, it was returned to senders.
Right? Oh yeah.
All the big
2020 draft class guys got some contracts. So
All right, good for them. Well, we'll see what happens. All right.
Fucking wild.
I know. It's so nuts. All right, let's move on to some degeneracy. Mark, we'll start with you because I'm sure you probably don't have a bet, but
I do.
Yeah, I think he actually does,
I
yeah.
do.
all right,
I do.
fire away.
You guys are gonna like this one. This weekend, holy fuck!
Uh-oh.
There's a UFC card,
Oh, yes, there is.
Okay.
and on this UFC card is somebody who I didn't think I'd ever see fight again, and so I'm gonna bet on the Robbie Lawler Nico Price fight.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
By the way, that's gimmick infringement with that pause.
People who only watch us live will understand that because 75% of the time I spend editing this podcast, I'm taking out 2-second blocks. And it gets to the point where I know you're speaking. I'm like, I can cut that. I can cut that. I can cut that. I don't even have to listen to it.
Anyways, Nico Price is currently favored negative 120. Robbie Lawler is plus 185. Put all your money on the other guy. He's got a reach advantage. He's got a height advantage. He's got a punches per second average or whatever the fuck that stat is that they talk. It's like 2 punches higher per minute than the other guy. Robbie Lawler, 41 years old. Love the story. Give me Nico Price.
Is that the only one? You just gonna do the one bet?
That's it.
That's it.
That's
okay.
it.
Right on. I dig.
Do you see me watching UFC fights?
No, but you should. They're awesome.
There's some of them are pretty damn fun.
I just bet on one.
Slight detour, not UFC fight. Not UFC fight. I haven't bet anything on this yet, but what is it? A month from now, we have Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul in a boxing match.
Yeah, I've never watched a Jake Paul fight.
He can fight.
He can.
Yeah,
Nate Diaz is a fucking gangster, so I don't know.
That man is a straight dog.
He's bad. He is just bad. It could go really badly.
Yeah, it absolutely could. I don't know. Yeah,
That fucking Floyd.
That
Floyd
Floyd fight was
just so garbage.
Stupid. Just stupid.
Guarantee you, Nate Diaz isn't going to just sit there and take punches for.
Well, hopefully Jake learned from his time with Tommy. What was it, Tommy? Yeah, Tommy Fury.
Mm-hmm. Very well could be. All right, Tank, what do you got?
I got myself a little 6-piece baseball tomorrow. I'm going to do a first 5 across the board. We've got the Tampa Bay at minus 130, Toronto at minus 152, Cleveland at minus 172, Seattle at plus 102, Milwaukee at minus 145, and the Mets at plus 102 for a plus 30.98.
Wow.
Holy
Let's
shit.
go.
Yeah.
Something interesting.
There you go.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
All right. And I was planning on actually placing the bet live, but now I can't find the damn line. So I'll tell you about it and then I'll find it later. I'm going to put a 2-team futures parlay in. I am going to bet the Broncos to finish over 8.5 wins, and I am going to hammer the Colorado Buffaloes to finish over 3.5.
Oh my god.
That's how low the line is on CU.
The line is 3.5.
It was 3 a week ago.
Oh shit!
Hammer the fuck out of that shit.
Yeah.
Hammer the over.
I know.
Are they losing their minds? Why?
Holy shit. Make mine a double.
Right.
That's a crazy line. They've literally replaced half the fucking team.
They
with
replaced more than
better
half.
players.
More than
half.
But I'm saying with better players. Like
Yep.
significantly better players. That's a,
3.5.
3.5.
I got to look at their schedule and make sure, but that.
I mean,
sounds
it's the
ridiculous.
Pac-10. or 12 now, I guess.
Well, still, yeah.
17.
I mean, they still call it the Pac-12, even though 2 of them are leaving for sure next year, and 2 more
There's more than
probably
12
going to
teams
follow.
already.
Yeah,
That's a wild line. 3.5. Wow.
yeah.
I got to find that one.
3.5. Absolutely crazy. So I'm going to put those together in a parlay. Well, that's my degenerate.
Maybe they pulled it down.
No, I'm actually trying to find the Broncos line, and the
you
list of NFL futures in here is insane. Like, I can't find any game line, so I'll find it later. I found it last.
That you gotta dig.
I'm
deep
seeing a
out.
plus 106
And
on
harder.
the 8.5.
Yeah, there you go.
Deeper and harder.
Thank you.
That's not a bad one, actually. That's a good,
Right?
reasonable bet, actually.
Yep, put them together. All right. Moving on to news and notes in the NHL. Dipshit, we love you. Sorry you couldn't join us tonight. This would be where you would shine and tell us how we're all stupid and don't know what we're talking about. Timeout, yes.
Sidebar. TCU. The Buffaloes are at TCU.
Right.
Win or loss?
That
Okay,
one might be a
okay.
hard one.
Quickly.
That's a loss.
That's a loss.
Okay. Next week, Cornhuskers at Boulder.
That's at Boulder. That's a win.
That could be a win, actually.
That's
yeah.
a win.
Okay, so that's 1-1.
Yep.
This one's a win. CSU at CU.
They're going to beat
Yeah.
CSU.
So 2-1. Buffalo's at Oregon.
Loss.
Loss, probably.
2-2. USC at Folsom.
Loss.
USC.
If it's the same team as last year, that's a loss. For
It's Lincoln
Colorado.
Riley.
agree.
It's Lincoln Riley. They just reload.
Yeah.
I agree. So that's 2-3, right?
Okay.
That point. Buffalo's at Arizona State.
That's a win.
Win.
Win. 3-3. So right there, we're at 3. Stanford Cardinals at Colorado.
That's actually a win, I think.
Yeah, there's 4.
4.
Yep.
There's your over.
Yep.
And you still have UCLA. That's a loss at UCLA.
Probably.
Oregon State Beavers. That's probably a win.
Could be. Yep.
So that's 5, 5-4. And then the last one is Arizona, and that's a win
That's a
at CU.
Yeah, I see that 6 wins. That's pretty reasonable, actually.
Wait, no, there's 2 more.
Where's
games, sorry.
Utah?
Yeah, no. The next one is Washington State
Win.
at Washington State.
No, they'll lose at Wazoo.
That's a lose.
I think they could win
Yeah,
that.
and then the last one is at Utah. That's
They
a win.
beat Utah.
Okay, so even
So they're winning like 6 or 7.
Yeah, they're going to a bowl game.
they might actually get a bowl game out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to get a bowl game.
In Shador,
Dion is worth
yeah.
money.
In Shador and Travis, we trust. That's all I have to
Yeah.
say about that.
Not wrong.
I think even if they don't get to 5 wins, they'll probably get a bowl game just because Dion is that.
No,
big of a
you have
deal.
to have 6. You have to have 6. That's the rule. I know. I get what you're saying, but you have to have 6.
They may bend the rules just because. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
But
could
next year,
for Dion.
give him a full year with his team coming in.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
Yeah.
a 10-win team, probably.
they're going to be. Yeah,
That's
They're
a
gonna be-
10-win team that could be in the Big 12, guys.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Which is dangerous.
Mhm.
You just boat race Kansas State. Come on, let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah, half those losses that we just said right there is just because this team has never played together.
Right.
Yeah,
And
Right.
it's basically
a lot of them are
whole
just
new
like we don't really know what it's going to look like. We just know it's going to be better,
Mhm.
but how much better is it going to be against well-organized teams that have
Mhm.
been doing it for
Yep.
seasons upon
Exactly.
seasons? That's the big difference. Sorry to sidetrack, but we were on there,
Oh, no.
and I wanted to play the game.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
It's a fun game.
All right, so let's talk about some moves in the NHL, specifically around here. The Avalanche have suffered some losses, and once again, we say farewell, adieu, and all the best to one Eric the Condor Johnson, who was, before he left, the longest tenured athlete in Denver sports, active of the 4 main. Goes to the Caps, I think. Is that? No, Buffalo. Who went to Buffalo. All the best to him. Get
Yeah.
that money. We will see your number in the rafters sometime soon.
Absolutely.
I would assume so, yeah.
I mean, just an amazing human being, awesome
Yeah.
player, great defenseman, good stay-at-home defenseman, hard and physical. Just love watching him play.
The line is already up to 4 games.
Is it up to 4 now? See?
That makes sense.
Yep. people are playing the game.
The first ones that come up are the Colorado Specials, CU to win 4, CSU to win 5, and then Colorado State to win the Mountain West Championship at plus 2,500.
Jesus.
I was gonna say that's a risky bet. Yeah.
I would take the under at 5 games for CSU. They're still trash.
Yeah, there's
I was gonna
absolutely
say,
no
I'd take
way.
them to finish in the bottom half of the Mountain West.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Sidetracked.
That's
again.
all right. No worries. 3 other guys that left. Eller, Nieto, and Rodriguez are all gone. Role players had a little bit of success around here, but didn't really have the impact I think they wanted. However, another loss, a guy who was forced into that 2C position, but is really a very good 3C, JT Comfer, goes to the Red Wings.
That honestly makes sense for him.
I agree. They couldn't pay him. He's not worth, because he's going to drop back down to center 3, right? This coming up year. So he's not worth that for a third line center, unfortunately.
Right.
I like the guy, but unfortunately.
Right. But they did make a couple of good moves here, guys. They extended Bowen Byram, which I think is a huge deal. His upside is still massive. Yes, Mark.
It went back down to 3.5 already.
The people are watching us.
I am watching this line move like it's getting bigger, and deeper, smaller, and harder.
It's bigger and smaller. Bigger and smaller.
Oh, that's awesome. So good.
So yeah, they keep Bowen Byram. Another good defenseman, a little bit of offense to him. I really like his game. And Cogliano sticks around. That guy is a glue guy that you absolutely have to have.
Like that guy.
Right. Any reactions to the stays or goes, fellas?
No, not really. Nothing. I mean, Eric Johnson, sad to see him go, but we get it. He'll be back to, retire as an Av. Let him go get some money and yeah.
Mm-hmm. For sure. All right. A couple other moves. O'Reilly goes to Nashville, 4 years, 4.5 per. Gives them a big physical presence up front. Colorado Avalanche fans will remember Ryan O'Reilly from around here when it didn't work out so well, but good on him.
Yeah, good on him. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Orlov goes to Carolina for 2 years, 7 3/4 a year. That's a good contract for him. Gentlemen, what do you think?
I'm thinking there are a lot of futures bets on NFL that I'm scrolling through. And I completely was not listening to.
Okay.
Orlov is I think that's a good move for Carolina.
The odds for AP Coach of the Year. The shortest odds is Dan Campbell.
Really?
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
I don't think he's going to keep pace with what he did in Boston, let's say. But, not a bad player as long as he kind of lives up to some expectations there. He should be good.
And he's going into a good situation, right?
Exactly.
Carolina made some noise in the playoffs, had some success getting to the conference finals. And then Graves to Pittsburgh, 6 years, $4.5 million. That's a decent chunk of change for that guy.
Yeah. I'm actually confused by that one, to be honest.
So are we.
Yeah. Anything to say about it? I think it's confusing.
Right. All right, that's enough of us embarrassing ourselves over hockey stuff. Let's move on to one of our favorite topics and bad baseball. Mark, what do we say about bad baseball?
Bad baseball is bad baseball.
And gentlemen, wait, we have to wait for the thing. Gentlemen, we have Jesus Christ, will you stop? We've got an interesting race to the bottom of the American League. The Athletics and Royals are now within 6/100ths of a percentage point of each other. The A's are at 281 and the Royals are at 287. Both of them right at 100 points below the standard of 100 losses. What do you think?
I love it. Keep going.
Same.
Go Roy. I just figured out who that commenter was.
Yeah, same crap, different
have to
basket.
look
That's
now.
basically what's happening there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And there is one team in the National League currently on pace to lose 100 games. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you the Colorado Rockies.
Yay! Yay! They're figuring out how to play bad baseball badly.
You know what's wild is that the home slice of it is not terrible. They're 20-24 at home, but they are god awful on the road.
That's pretty standard.
13-31. Yeah.
That's pretty standard for
Go
the Rockies.
No, go Royals, go away. Clowns.
That's the door. The door.
Is there another one coming? The door's still open.
I'm waiting for there it is.
There it is. Shut the door.
Frank
Yes.
door. That's going to be very distracting.
Yeah. Frank will wait.
Frank,
Go get the door. This is a fun one.
They're all fun ones.
But I got to say, please stop.
My wife tried to con the girls to say go Royals.
Oh, is that what that was? Okay.
The door is closed.
Mark, and again, to point out for you, because you like doing it every single week, every team in the AL East over 500.
Also, one interesting news note, really. I mean, there's a few things of interest, but since we've been off air, there has been a perfect game. So, congratulations to that dude from the Yankees who got a perfect game against the fucking
Domingo
Oakland
Herman.
Athletics.
Yes.
Yep, Herman.
I wasn't going to say his name because he's a fucking Yankee, but the point is it was against the Oakland Athletics, and that's not cheating because there is no relegation in Major League Baseball, and there should be.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe there should be.
I have been absolutely for relegation in Major League Baseball for years because that would fix the Rockies' problems.
There should be relegation in
if
all
the
major
Rockies
sports.
had to move out of Coors Field.
Make him play at Lutheran High School.
That's what I'm saying. Can't go back to Coors Field until you're good enough to be a Major League Baseball team.
Oh my god.
Is that too much to ask for?
Yes, apparently. Apparently, you're asking for far too much. All right. Well, congratulations to that guy.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah,
goddamn Yankees.
Yeah,
No, it's a pretty cool achievement. It hasn't been done since 2012, and it's only been done 19 times, I think, in the history of the game, and that's 150 plus years of baseball, from the 1890s to today.
This is the 24th
and there was a
time.
lot.
24th
There was a
time.
lot of those in early baseball.
Yeah, right.
It's questionable at best. Let's put it that way.
Averages these years, it averages about one a decade.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
I think the last one was 2012. So
I believe you're correct.
Everything has to be aligned, right?
Right.
I mean, 27 up, 27 down.
and that dude almost
Hell
booted
yeah.
the ball too.
I know.
It definitely helps when you're
It's so close.
playing potentially the worst team to ever field a Major League Baseball team. That helps.
It still counts though.
I know.
That's
That's
still
what I'm
counts.
saying. Like everybody do what the Angels did to the Rockies. Everyone just needs to put up numbers on these really bad baseball teams. Really embarrass the shit out
Oh,
of
that 25 run game.
25
25 to 1.
25 to
They're
1.
praying the karma
That's
gods
what we-
now because all three of their guys that can hit are all injured. So we'll see.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
They all got injured on the same day.
Right? Yeah, Shohei's not going to pitch in the All-Star game. He can
Yeah,
hit if he wanted to.
He's got a blister on his
blister.
throwing hand.
Trout's out 4 to
Yeah.
6 with a broken hamate. What hamate? Hamate? I don't know what the word
Hamate.
is. Hamate. Yeah,
Hamate.
it's like hamate. No, he broke it. Whatever it is, it's broken, and he's
Yeah.
out 4 to 6.
And then Rendon's out for how long? What was it? I don't remember what his was.
I don't remember.
But yeah, he's out also.
All right. Let's move on to some news and notes of the NFL. And boys, the drama around the Commanders just continues.
Yeah, so
Now,
I've been
yes,
saving this for you to tell me what's going on. So I'm going to be completely cold on this reaction on this.
Okay.
I don't know anything about this.
Oh, it's an
All
incredible
right,
story.
so there is. They didn't trademark the name Commanders, or no, they
Right.
tried. They tried to trademark the name Commanders, and it was turned down because of the Commanders trophy. And the patent office is telling them that there's going to be confusion. You can't trademark that name now because they can't trademark the name. That means that they're going to lose a shit pot full of money on merchandising because they can't control what anybody else does with Washington Commanders on hats and t-shirts and sweatshirts and whatever else you want to make with glasses and gloves, whatever. So until they get this straightened out, they may have to change the damn name
They're
again.
gonna be honest about how much money were they really gonna make on Commander stuff? No one shows up for their games.
They'll sell a shit
Yeah,
pot full of, I mean,
They do have a pretty good footprint in the nation, you know.
mhm.
They're one of those teams that people kind of just because it's in the capital city, people kind of just flock to it. You know, it's like the Cowboys and the Raiders and that kind of shit. When
Mhm.
you know, people just kind of
Yeah,
flock
they-
to those.
And that's a big chunk of how an organization makes money. If you take away the combined contract and the sharing and all the rest of that stuff, the jersey sales alone are massive. So if they can't control it, they're going to have to change it. Maybe we'll get the Red Tails. Maybe they'll finally get it
That
right.
would be awesome.
I
I
think that
think
would
it should
so
be the
cool.
Red Foxes and not the animal, the comic Red Fox. Be better. We'll do that.
No one else
No.
thinks that.
Why not?
Because it's the Red Tails they should be. That's
I
that's
agree,
the
but
right
they're not
answer
going to.
here.
Well, they might do that now. I mean,
Yeah, they may have to. They may have to. All right. Well, the Commanders doing the Commanders things. Thank you, Daniel Snyder, for being the gift that keeps on giving. Other news in the NFL: gambling suspensions. We've got some more here, fellas.
Yay!
So you've got two guys with the Colts, Isaiah Rodgers and Rashad Berry, both bet on football, both out for a year and immediately were cut by the organization. Rodgers bet $1,000 on over/under running back yards on his
which
own
we do
team.
not have a confirmation on which way he went on that.
We don't. No, nobody knows the how, which way. But
Yeah,
that
he committed
bet
the ultimate sin and bet on his own team.
Correct. Just fucking stupid. And then Tennessee tackle Petit Frere gone for 6 games. Goons react to dummies gambling.
We all knew they were doing it. It just happens, right? These guys are all hyper competitive. So are we. You know, it's just what happens. Guys in, you know, just business in general. The fact that they were stupid enough to be betting on their own sport and their own games, just, you know, that's in 2023.
Wild move, yeah.
And not get caught.
Right.
Just stupid.
It's the Cardinals.
Just
sin.
stupid.
I can kind of understand some of the
Everyone
guys making bets while on the facility, while on,
Yeah.
you know, okay. But to actively bet on your own team while you are actively with that team, ouch.
That's just stupid. Just plain stupid. All right. Anything else in the NFL here, fellas? We're in the dog days, so there's not a whole
Still
lot
waiting
of
to hear
news.
what happens with Cook and Hopkins at this point, right?
Yeah, that might be a couple weeks into
we might not see that for a couple more
and
weeks.
see.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
be after maybe a couple of people get hurt and things will start to fall into place. So we'll see. All right, second to last thing, let's talk about dipshits of the week. Mark, we'll start with you. What do you got?
I'm going through the clickbait to find the article on this, but my dipshit of the week is Les Miles.
Oh, what did Les do?
Okay.
Les Miles and team had to vacate 37 wins this week as part of penalties during Les Miles' tenure. It is a self-imposed penalty. Officially, 2012 through 2015, they went 0 through 0 and 14 every year.
Whew.
I think they lose a championship game in that
They
time.
do.
He will no longer be in consideration for the Hall of Fame. It ruins Les Miles' career, basically.
Oh, yeah.
There's some embezzlement going on. Here, I'll send you guys this article from Sporting News. Just be aware there's a bunch of bullshit that you have to kind of go through. But yeah, he's kind of screwed. So dipshit of the week, Les Miles.
That's a big one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is a big one.
Oof.
All right.
I'm going to go with Jake San Miguel. For those of you who don't know who that is the father of a young man named Madden San Miguel, known in the social media circles as Baby Gronk.
Oh, is that Baby Gronk?
Fuck. I thought about this guy too.
Yes, Jake San Miguel, which is the father of the child. I don't blame the child. I'm blaming the father of the child here.
1000%.
But his son apparently is already committing to LSU at the age of 10. He was very actively being coached while making this statement, as anyone who actually saw the press conference that happened. And he is potentially going to be sued by Rob Gronkowski.
Well, they've already put in a do not cease and desist.
Oh, they've already done the cease and desist, yes.
Yeah.
But he sent 500 requests to Rob Gronkowski for his son to participate on a podcast or, that kind of stuff. Some sort of social media presence, I'm assuming to profit off of his young child.
More than 500 was the report.
Yeah, more than 500, yes. Oof. And so he's a dipshit of the week and, I don't know, just a sack of shit father. Let's go with that.
Horrible father.
This is at best, a Tony Mandarich situation.
This is Lamar Ball.
Terrible.
I feel bad for that kid, legitimately. And
have you seen any of the interviews, Matt?
Oh my
God, it's so hard to watch.
It's gross.
If I was interviewing him, I would have walked out. Like, just get out of my fucking recording. Like, this is stupid.
I wouldn't even interview him. I'd tell him to eat shit.
Yeah. Right.
No. Stop using your child to get clout, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, that's the way of the world, unfortunately. All right, my dipshit of the week. A little bit of a switch here. I am going with an entire organization. My dipshit of the week are the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, guys, if you don't know what's happened recently, the Cincinnati Bengals, they have their Ring of Honor. Every other team in the league, the organization picks the players that go into the Ring of Honor every year. The Cincinnati Bengals are the biggest chicken shits in the league because they put it up to a vote of their season ticket holders and suite holders. Current, not past, current. So they don't have to deal with the blowback of why didn't you, why did you, why didn't you? They don't want to deal with it. So they make the season ticket holders vote on who goes into the Ring of Honor. There's a story that just came out in The Athletic, and the person who was most recently snubbed and has been snubbed for a long time is one Corey Dillon. Now, I like this story because of what Corey Dillon actually said. Now, let's get some context around this. Corey Dillon is probably a top 15 all-time running back in the Super Bowl era. There are 10 guys who in the Super Bowl era averaged 4.3 yards, at least 70 yards per game, and over 10,000 for their career. Corey Dillon is one of them. There are people in this list like Dickerson, Dorsett, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton. So let's just take that into context. However, Corey Dillon didn't get into the Ring of Honor again. So he got interviewed by this guy in The Athletic, and some of the shit that he said is absolutely hysterical. He said, man, you can quote me word for fucking word, print it, because nobody gets this shit. I want it exactly how I told you. No spins, no nothing. You know the fuckery that is going on.
He dropped a fuckery.
He did. He says, this is no knock on anybody who's going in and skipping a few words here. I'm pretty sure they will put fucking John Kitna in there before me. Matter of fact, Scott Mitchell will end up in that motherfucker before I do.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He may be one of the top 3 players all time right now in Cincinnati Bengals history, and he's not in the Ring of Honor. That is an absolute crying shame. Yeah. And I don't like the Bengals. And I wasn't a Corey Dillon fan, but man, give that man his due. Come on.
He had some issues, and so the NFL has tried to bury him a little bit, and so I think that has a lot to do with it. Plus the way that he exited Cincinnati and went to the Patriots kind of rubbed the fans the wrong way as well. So,
right.
But Corey Dillon has all the points.
All the points.
The sad thing is,
your team has been shit. You need to put one of your bright spots in your team's shit.
See, that's the biggest thing.
You can actually see through the shit at one point, and it was Corey Dillon.
Yeah. As shitty as those teams were, because they were pretty damn terrible, he's the only reason you won at least half the games that they won at that point.
Correct. Yeah, he dropped fucking
John
Kitna
who did
and
it.
Scott Mitchell in the same sentence.
That's so good.
So I give you the Cincinnati Bungles and the Brown family.
Honorable mention to my brother and his wonderful Pirates of the Caribbean
that was
Captain Jack Sparrow jaunt.
That was awesome. You know how many people have reached out like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Thank you. And then they get the story. I'm like, that's even better.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I watched that a few times.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Because I didn't quite understand when Mark was explaining it, and then he showed it to me, and I was like, oh, okay, so yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I don't think there's any actual video evidence of me doing my runs.
No, I don't think I have any of you.
I got away with it.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
The Royals lost again.
So we may have a tie. Hold on. I still have the standings up. Let's refresh and see if they're actually worse than the Athletics.
It hasn't updated yet.
Reloading.
Refreshing. Yeah, it hasn't updated.
Oh, son of a bitch. All right. Well,
I think they'll be
make them
25
and
0.003 points ahead, I think.
Yeah, they'll be 25 and 63, and the Athletics are 25 and 64. So they're one loss better in the loose.
And that's just because they haven't played that game yet.
Right.
Showing up to. They're not playing. Showing up to.
Yeah.
True.
They still have a game in hand.
They have a game in hand. That's the best way to put it.
They have a game in hand in the Spiders Cup.
The Spiders Cup. They could tie tomorrow. Oh, good job, fellas. All right, final thoughts. Say all the things. Pimp the stuff. Tank, start with you.
Yeah, we're deep in the doldrums of NFL news, so there's not much going on. But luckily, we had free agency this week, so that made things a little easier. Yeah. You can find me here, obviously, every other week. Find me on the Nerds That Know on the opposing weeks. I think we mentioned it last night. We're going to be going to Thursdays for this month. Just time issues. And then, yeah, find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter. Now on Threads. I am on Threads. That started yesterday, apparently.
Nice.
Tank Knox on all those, and Knox Nostalgic Collectibles.
Very good. Mark.
We love you, Gene Mingo. We love you, Gene Mingo. How are you today? Come tell us a story and show us the way.
And
that's all I got.
Wow.
So, Tank, you just see that? The wheel was spinning, but the hamster fell off.
To be honest with you, as soon as I started the song, I had no idea what was going to come out of my mouth.
Unless two brain cells.
Oh, we know. We are aware.
It's like,
fully aware.
Lord help the child that's sitting before me. As I spew my venom everywhere.
Right. Oh, make sure you catch us on our Facebook page. Just search My Brother is an Idiot. We'll get you in. You can also catch the Goon Squad on Twitch and Twitter at the Idiot Goons. Mark's Twitter is at Puffletime. My Twitter, Twitch, and Threads are at Puffalopagus. You can catch me there. Yes, I joined the revolution.
Threads?
It's Meta. It's their Twitter,
which they're already being sued for as of this morning.
Yeah. Right. Oh. But they have 30 million users after a day, and it's been seamless. I've never seen a launch like this ever.
Interesting.
And right now, it's relatively non-toxic.
Relatively, yes.
Yeah, relatively.
Interesting.
So go check it out. It's linked. It's Instagram, but Twitter. So it's linked right to your Instagram account.
Oh, yes. My Instagram account.
Yes.
You don't have.
No, I don't. I'm half of one. We post some pictures on one. That's mostly my wife.
Right. You can also catch me on TikTok at King Goon Smoke. If you want to watch the Jack Sparrow run, you'll see it there.
It's worth a watch.
I had a lot of fun. It is worth a watch.
You got to watch it.
The best part, and the best part of it is at the very tail end. You can see my son struggling to breathe as he's hunched over, and Mark's laughing in the background. The whole thing, all of it just put together. You get the song and the run and everything. It's.
You also don't really get a good reference to how many people were actually around us in the casino at that point. Because that Usher concert had just left, and we were right there by the exit.
Yeah, you know you're doing something right when the security guard comes over and says, "I don't think you guys are having enough fun." Right. Please continue.
I was scared at first. Like,
Nope, he was cheering us on, as were the guys at the blackjack table. Hooray! Dun, 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 dun. Oh, we're gonna have to find that in Blackhawk.
Yep. Yes, we are.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, I also know where the most racist machine in the world is.
Is it there?
It's in the Ameristar on the bottom floor.
Okay, it's still there. Okay, it had been there before.
At least it was. It was in October. So
okay, might still be there. That's the
what happened now?
More chili.
More chili.
Yeah,
the more chili slot machine is the most racist machine in America.
This is more chili.
Oh, more. Oh, it's more. Okay,
it is even more racist.
Yeah, more.
It's even more racist.
Yeah, more takes it to 11.
Yeah. There's some stereotypes.
Yeah,
there might be some cultural appropriation going on with that slot machine.
More chili.
Oh my.
You got to hit the bonus and it makes it all good.
Oh my.
It's even worse when you see what the guy looks like.
Yeah.
I can kind of.
Oh yeah, you already know. You already know.
Wow.
Just whatever image is in your head, that's what it is.
Right. Don't worry.
In my head, I have Speedy Gonzalez right now.
You're not wrong.
Pretty close.
You're not far off.
Pretty close. I just dropped it on.
It's more like Slowpoke.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh no.
More like slowpoke. You know, we'll tweet that out
That's
too.
not okay.
We'll put that on the Facebook page. We'll put that on the Twitter because
That's not okay at all.
You just have to see it because it's an absolute riot. Hopefully, it's
That might be the most cartoonish
oh yeah,
representation of a
it's definitely
stereotypical
Slowpoke
Mexican.
Rodriguez.
and that machine is legitimately
rough.
20 years old.
Yeah.
The only thing you don't have
Oh.
from the Slowpoke Rodriguez bit is he's not singing about marijuana in
The
1952.
the worst part about that machine is I win every time I play it, so I have to look for it.
I
So
know.
you're profiting off of racism right now?
I'm like, look, watch this game, and every time I'm like, look where the
Wow.
guy's dancing around.
You get the burlap sacks of money, like the 3 burlap sacks. More chili.
Who's telling you to do that when you win?
Oh yeah, you have
He
to.
whistles. There's a burrow going across
Oh,
the
yeah.
screen.
Of course there is.
Yeah, bottles of tequila. It's something else.
That's
Absolutely
fantastic.
something else.
Chihuahuas.
Chihuahuas. Yeah, don't forget about them chihuahuas. Yeah. Like pick a trope and it's in there.
They're wearing ponchos. Chihuahuas
Yeah,
wearing
You
ponchos.
got chihuahuas wearing drug rugs. It's an
Oh, Lord. Oh, my.
oh yeah, it's good. We'll go search it out here in 3 weeks.
Buy one of those and put it in your house.
I'm sure you can find one. All right.
But only put pesos in it just to
Mhm.
just fill in the blank.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, for the absent Milty, we love you, Milty. And
We love you,
for the
Milty.
absent dipshit, we love you, dipshit.
We love you, dipshit.
And Tank and Mark and all of the goons, thank you for joining us. We hope you had half as much fun as we did because that means you had a pretty good time because we had a fucking blast. Make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and take care of each
They
other.
have roosters on there too.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the
Of course they
roosters.
do. Are they fighting roosters with spurs and everything?
They're definitely like, cockfighting.
Yeah.
Anyway, take care of your families, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. This has been My Brother's an Idiot. We'll catch you next time, 2 weeks from today on Thursday. See ya.
Oh, my God.
Bruh.